This is a 0.000256 megapixel camera. And the funniest part, you all have one and maybe you're holding it in your hand right now. And here's a photo of it under my scanning electron microscope, but not exactly. Let me explain everything from the beginning. Today I'll show you why sometimes an optical microscope can be more useful than an electron microscope, and I also take you inside an optical mouse. Let's go. Inside the mouse there is a light source, usually a red or infrared LED, and an optical system that illuminates the mouse field of view with oblique light, along with a camera that captures the surface under the mouse. This camera has a sensor, most often 16 by 16 pixels. Here's a photo of me with a kitten on my shoulder, and here it is displayed as 16 by 16 pixels array. Hard to make out, right? But take a look. If we shift this image even on 1 pixel, you'll immediately figure out the direction of movement. The oblique illumination in the mouse helps it work well on raw surfaces. That's why it works great on paper or a mouse pad, but trying to use it on a glossy surface is barely impossible. Now back to the microscopes. The sensor in the mouse is covered by a thin layer of transparent compound. It's probably a protective layer because in the optical microscope we can clearly see that the plane of the chip itself is beneath the surface. With optics we can distinguish objects around 0.5 microns. I use Carl Zeiss Primotech microscope for this purpose. By the way, the dirt and smudges on the compound are quite strange. The way the crystal is welded with the wire also looks a bit weird. Seems that we have a short circuit there. Fascinating stuff. Now it's time for the electron microscope. And here's where we make our first interesting discovery. My microscope can work both in secondary electron and backscatter electron modes. And on this sample the difference will be noticeable. Secondary electrons give us information only about the surface, which is why we can clearly see dust and surface defects. But we don't see the actual structure of the chip because it's beneath the compound. The high accelerating voltage combined with the backscatter electron detection gives us an image of the microchip. Sure, at low resolution, but at least the area of interaction between the electron beam and the sample is deeper, so we can get more information. The contact pads and the welding show us protective layer on the chip's surface. As a result, in an electron microscope we get tons of amazing images with great depth of field, but zero information about the chip's topology. On the other hand, the optical microscope has shallow depth of field, but it gives us pretty good picture of the topology, where we can see the sensor and the control unit. Photoshop will help us with this tricky task. That was Eric, your microscopy specialist. Stay tuned, a new video is coming soon. It will definitely be interesting. See you there.